What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man. I'm super happy to be back. Thanks for coming in and listening to this beautiful episode. We have a great friend, Ricardo. Ricardo, I met a while back, and we were at a retreat, right, Ricardo? So say what's up to everybody, Ricardo. Give us a little intro real quick, and then I'll pop back in.
What's up? Yeah, I met... let me see. Oh, yeah, there you go. I don't know if we redo it. Let's redo it.
Okay, yeah. No worries. Yeah. All right, here we go. Ready? What's going on, everybody? Wilson here, your spiritual hype man. Super happy to be back. I'm happy you guys are listening again. I got a special guest today, my friend Ricardo. I met him a while back at one of Travis Chambers' retreat, which was awesome. Say what's up, Ricardo. Give us a little what's going on with you today.
What's up? So yeah, I met Wilson a couple of years ago now, and it's been a crazy time since then. The retreat was a big game changer, and the connections there were pretty great. They're amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. We met a lot of people. So for the people that have actually been listening to the podcast, Chip was on there too. So Chip was one of the guys out there that we met. Just a great group of individuals that came together, and it was like something special that happened. And a lot of people stay connected. So super happy to have you. And for anybody that's new to listening, potentially, because I'm sure Ricardo, you got a bunch of fans, a lot of people, a lot of support that we're going to get into. Nothing changes until you do is really just a concept, a thought, an ideology, of how to think about certain things, especially when we're down and we're in these situations we're not happy with. So really, it's influence creates the thought. Thought creates that emotion. Emotion drives a decision. The decision then becomes the action, which then leads to an outcome. So if we're not happy with these outcomes, what are these things that we need to then reverse engineer to figure out, okay, what was the influence that I need to figure out or tweak? What's the emotion that I need to figure out, and be able to filter through? And then how do I change my decisions in those moments, especially when we're conscious enough to know that we should be doing something different? So that's the concept. But let's get into it, man. Ricardo, so let's just go right off the bat. Tell us where you are right now, what you're doing business-wise, because you've successfully, I've seen you in the last couple of years transform from where you are to where you are now, and it was a huge, giant leap. So just give us a little bit of just fucking, flaunt for a little bit and tell us what you're doing.
First of all, the concept of a podcast is amazing.
Yeah,
I completely agree with the philosophy, and emotions are such a key aspect of it, and I just love it. I love what you're doing, and nothing changes till you do. It's something to live for sure. I've got the shirt and everything.
Hell yeah.
I've got it in my closet. So in terms of where we are at right now, we've done many things over time. I started 10 years ago when I was 15, and right now we are selling around 30 million a year on Amazon. We are Amazon sellers, and additional to the Amazon business, we've started another export business to Latin America. That one's starting to do pretty good volume. And the revenue side, it's way less, but in terms of profit, it's a business that's profiting already 30K EBITDA per month.
Whoa.
So it's phenomenal. We're super excited about that one. And when I say we, it's a family business. We work together and we build together. So that's always one of the key aspects and philosophies that I have. And in regards to other businesses that we've got an academy, a podcast, the logo right here on my microphone, that's from our podcast, Entre Cajas, which essentially we just interview real people that do business and sell online. So the concept is to show the reality behind what it actually takes to build a successful e-commerce business. And it's not the Lamborghini that everyone sells you online. It's just like, this is, and Entre Cajas is like in between boxes. So it's like you're in it, and you're seeing what it actually takes, the emotions you go through as you're building. And not everyone starts with money. Some people start with $500, and they're, I don't know, doing Uber on the side to be able to pay their bills and then start their e-commerce, and just showing the aspects of different people from different stages. That went to an academy that has been one of the biggest blessings for our family and for everyone that's in the academy. We've got hundreds of students that nowadays are selling on Amazon. They're doing great on Amazon, and man, I think that's, to be honest, that's the biggest game changer that has happened. Like, since the last time we talked at the retreat, we were doing 10 million. Now we're doing 30 million in revenue. But to be honest, what excites me the most is the academy.
Yeah. Because you can see that we can see real life change basically, right?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And on the weekly calls and seeing people like actually message you and thank you, and it's like, damn, that's exciting. Like I had one student that she just wanted to be able to go to the supermarket and not look at the price. I just want to buy whatever I want.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's just hitting
having like
that's just buying them expensive eggs and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, I'll take the whole
pasture
carton.
raised and everything. So I think that's the biggest thing.
Cool,
that's the
man.
biggest thing for sure.
That's fantastic. So just to sum up with to the listeners, we're talking to a $1 million man here that's made that, right? Like honestly, between you and your family, you guys have made you've made
multiple millions.
Yeah, multiple millions now. So, which is insane to think about as far as like, for people that haven't hit it yet, right? And me being one of them, to be like, wow, to honestly know it's possible, right? Now let's ask some of these questions. So like, where did you come from? Because you didn't start with millions, did you?
No.
You didn't have a trust fund or anything, did you?
No, I wish I did. That'd be really fun. Although I didn't start from scratch, and that's important to say. Because when I started, I was 15 years old. I was still in high school. I was a sophomore, and I was a Minecraft addict. I was just like going at it until 3, 4 a.m. Had school the next day. My mom was pissed at me every night. It's like, fuck, you're screaming at the microphone all night. I want to sleep. I was like, sorry.
So, at 15, right? 15.
Yeah. I was 15, and I was having the time of my life playing video games. And around that time, my dad had a business that sold cell phones to Latin America. That business was doing pretty good numbers. It was doing 36 million a year. Wow. But hear me out. 36 million with around 1% margin, which is horrible.
Gotcha.
It's like you're pretty much just, passing cash through your business, making super thin, and profitability is not really there. Which is eventually why he sold that business, and now we were in this one business together. But when we got started, I started with no money. He invited me to the business to, hey, I have some overstock. Maybe he had like 50 phones that he wanted to sell, and you want to do Amazon. My mom was actually the one that gave him the idea. It's like, why don't you involve Ricky and get him out, get him out of the house? Yeah, pretty much. That was the concept. And I guess I have an addictive personality. So I really, really got addicted to learning how to sell on Amazon. And I got focused on it. And after school, I'd do my homework and just go right into Amazon. And at that point in my life, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. I wanted to go to MIT. That was my goal. That was like what I was achieving to do in high school. That didn't last too long. When I started seeing commerce and understanding how it worked, I was like, I think I'm not even going to college. And that was also super, super tough on my parents, because obviously going from I want to go to MIT to I don't want to do anything.
Right.
That was rough on them, but they knew I was doing something and I was working for something. So that's sort of where I started. And in terms of capital, money, the business really didn't start with capital. It started with reputation, which is a key concept that I think many people don't really understand. And when you're doing business, what really matters is not how much money you have, it's who you know. And at that point, my dad had been in business for some time, and he had a good reputation with his suppliers. And that led to payment terms. So we would be able to buy phones with zero cash down and pay them in 30 days after we had already sold it.
Right.
So I guess from the beginning, I didn't have really a limit on how much I could buy. I had an open checkbook. Open checkbook, but I did have a limited mentality in terms of I was only 15. I was naive, and I thought making $1,000 a month was huge money.
Yeah, right.
It's not the truth. So when I was making $1,000 a month, it's like, oh my God, I'm killing it. This is the shit.
Yeah, watch out, man. Watch out, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go buy my Yeezys.
Yeah, right.
And oh my God, next month I'm gonna buy a BMW. This is amazing. I can pay the down payment.
Yeah.
That's the mentality you have as a kid. And I guess I enjoyed it. You live through it. And my parents, they've always been there to guide me and mentor me, but you've got to go through things to be able to actually learn it. Right. So I guess to my point, what I wanted to really mention is since I didn't have that mentality that, hey, we could scale this to 50K a profit per month since the beginning, because I was a kid.
Yeah.
I didn't take yet full advantage of the payment terms we had and everything else we had around us at the moment. But I was still making profit, and we were doing pretty good. So that's where it started. And then little by little, it's been a roller coaster of emotions and different challenges.
And then just getting to where you're at now. So, okay.
Yeah.
And then, so I guess take me through, what are some of those challenges that you went through? I guess being 15, I think is insane. Like for most 15 years old, you know, like to then get into that, what were some of those challenges early on? And then did they continue, or how did that thought process change? Like once you started getting more experience?
I think the biggest challenge was emotional intelligence. And I didn't come to realize it until later on, as I like sort of meditated on my process. And it was having conversations with my dad, and he had a business partner at the time, about what I wanted to do and how to do it. And they would probably sometimes reject my ideas, and I was super emotional. I would get pissed. I was like, I would just walk out of the meeting room. It's like, no, I'm done. I don't want to work with you guys anymore. So that type of immaturity and being able to walk through that, and the differences I had with my dad and discussions, and also working with your dad at 15, it's challenging because he's your business partner, but he's also your dad.
Right.
And at some point, if you don't know how to manage it, that line between partner and
Family,
dad, it really, really fades away. And at some point, I was just like, I don't think I have that. I just have a business partner. I didn't think about it, but after I eventually spoke to a psychologist, and she told me, we need to work on this. Let's separate it.
Yeah.
Let's have you understand that he's your dad and he's also your business partner. And when you're at home, let's not talk about business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about dad
Stuff, family stuff.
Exactly. So I think for me, having a family business and starting from so young, the emotional aspect of it was the biggest challenge. In terms of risk and anything else, I was just too naive to understand what I was risking, because to me, I was risking nothing. I was just playing.
You were playing
as if I was playing Minecraft, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was just, I'm making money. All right, that's it.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. And so was that the biggest piece? Like, I feel like there was like that moment between you and dad that was like the biggest thing that you worked through emotionally while
I
building
think
the
so.
business?
Yeah, for sure. Because I think one of the key things that many people face as they're growing the business is not necessarily what I face, but more like, is this even worth it? Should I continue? I'm not making any money. I make more money working on my job. I have less headaches.
Right.
To me, that was not the reality, because it's like when you're a kid. I was a kid. I was 15. And you're put into this situation that you like and you enjoy doing. You have no risks of not being able to provide food for your family, because you don't have a family yet. You're just going to your parents' home.
Right. You still live in your room.
Yeah, I still live in my room. I don't have to pay rent.
Yeah.
And it's like you're just doing it for fun. So it's a huge game changer when you see it from that point of view. And it was just part of my beginnings, and I have to say how it is.
Yeah.
I didn't have a tough time getting there.
Right. And that's fine.
Yeah.
Everybody starts at a different place, I think, right? Is what it is. And I guess for those people that start in different situations and maybe have a little bit of harder time, how do you relate? How do you help them relate to understanding that it's like, one, you obviously got to do the work, right? Because it's not like you didn't do the work, and it's not like your dad didn't do the work prior to, right? So
no,
right,
for
so
sure.
Like, there's definitely a concept of making sure you buckle up and do the work.
Yeah.
And then how do you? Because even for myself, sometimes I find myself where it's like I think you related to it. If you see it almost as a game, for me, it's almost like playing soccer. Because if I play soccer, dude, I'm out there. I'm ready to crush it. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, whatever it needs to do, I'm going to go crush it, right? And so I would keep trying to relate the business aspect to the same thing as playing soccer. It's like, all right, Wilson, well, you got to do the warm-up. You got to do the breath work. You got to do the stretches. You got to do, the stuff that you don't see when you're playing on the game on the field. And so how do you, is that how you work with, like, I guess the people you mentor, as far as like getting them through that hard time, that spot that they're like, I don't know if this is really worth it? Because I feel like most people kind of get to that level where they're like, I think I'm ready to quit.
I think most people get to that level. And from my mentoring experience, I think it boils down to, it's challenging, right? But like, first, you got to be lucky enough to choose a winning business model. So if you have a winning business model, which typically if you're mimicking someone else that's already crushing it, you probably have a winning business model. That's how franchises work or anything. I mean, I'm not the one to reinvent the wheel. I'm just the one to copy what everyone else is doing. That's how I roll, and it's worked so far. So I'm happy. I'm happy doing it.
I like that.
So if you have a winning business model, then it's a matter of making it work for you. And how does it work in your life? Do you like it? Do you not like it? I think I'm not a huge believer in, if it's your passion, then you will never work a day in your life. I think it's more, if you're making money, you're going to convert it into your passion eventually.
Right.
And if later on you don't like it, fuck it. You already made a lot of money, and now you move on to whatever you like. Right. But first you made the money. Yeah. And I think if you're making the cash, then you are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, things become a lot easier, right? When there's enough cash flow there.
For sure. And from that point of view, then it's just having the mentality of, oh man, it's so silly, but to be honest, I think it boils down to, everything boils down to mentality and who you surround yourself with. So what I've seen with people that succeed versus people that get stuck, I guess, in my mentorship, is the people that are successful, they have a mentality to resolve problems that come their way. And they don't get stuck at, but like, for example, I sell on Amazon and I teach people how to sell on Amazon, and maybe they're like, but I don't know how much Amazon is going to charge me if I remove this from my inventory. It's like, fuck, just look it up. I mean, why do you get stuck in that? Just look it up. Or, I don't know, this client returned this thing and it's broken, and now everyone else is gonna. It's part of the business. Yeah. I mean, shit's gonna come your way all the time. Like, to me, I guess shit comes my way all the time, but I don't even feel it.
Doesn't phase you.
Like, yeah, like I just, it's part of the problem. All right, how do we solve it? How do we move on? Yeah. It's a piece of the puzzle, and if you understand that that's gonna be a part of the process, and it's so much easier. You learn how to enjoy it even when it's difficult to enjoy it.
Ooh, and I like that. You learn to enjoy it even when it's difficult. I like that.
And people, especially when they come from an employee mindset, or the employee mindset is so dangerous, because you're just waiting for people to tell you what to do. But as an entrepreneur, you're gonna have no one that tells you what to do. You gotta be willing to put in the work. You gotta be willing to lead yourself. You gotta be willing to do the research. You gotta be willing to pay a mentorship for someone that knows more than you do, and not only pay it, but do what they're telling you to do. Because if you hire them, then if you don't do it, then you lose the money.
Yeah, right. So you lose your investment in your time and energy. Yeah.
So I guess mentality, surrounding yourself of good people, good mentality. And if you don't have those people to surround yourself with, then listen to this podcast. Listen to other people. Go on social media every now and then. And Gary Vaynerchuk, man, that guy changed my life. Yeah. I mean, he was one of the key people I had when I was 16, 17 that I followed, that would give like key nuggets, and it's like jab, 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 right hook. I was like, that's the one. And that's a good one. I mean, I guess growing up with empathy and just a mentality of abundance, which is easier to say than to actually do it. And if you're surrounded by people that are negative all the time, and if you were born in a family that had scarcity in their mind, you got to really get it out of your system. And it's not easy.
Dude, we've been there. I went back to Colombia. I went back to Colombia recently in November.
visiting your roots.
Yeah, bro. It was, and then I hung out with my aunt and then my grandmother, and it finally clicked for me. I was like, this is where it comes from. This is why I'm afraid to, the whole scarcity, fill in the blank in terms of what that means for people. But it was shocking. It was shocking to like see it firsthand. And I'm like, man, you guys can be doing so much more, But I feel like they're afraid to. They've just been stuck in it for like however long, and I'm like, dude, we gotta figure out how to get you guys out of there, or they just may be too far into it. But it made perfect sense. It was like an awakening for me of like, okay, cool. And then since then, it was like amazing to know that that's what it was, not what it is, and then continue moving forward. Yeah, that's really good. I think that's great. All right, so then let's talk a little bit about building. So the process, we were talking a little bit before. You said, I think the most important thing is to get to a level from you're doing 10 to 30. It's really comes down to the people around you and then building these processes. Is that right?
That's completely right. I think selling on Amazon, at least the way we do it, we do Amazon resale, wholesale, whatever you want to call it. And essentially we just sell big brand name products and we list it on the platform. We don't own a brand. We just get a thin margin from the difference between the wholesaler and the end consumer. So 30 million sounds like a big number. 10 million sounds like a big number. Our margin is around 5% EBITDA, which is not bad. It's still, 30 million, 5%.
Yeah, it's good. That's fantastic, bro. Do the math.
But there's people that make 30. There's businesses that make 40. Service businesses make a shit ton more money. Yeah. So, if you're, for example, you film videos and you did $1 million in a year filming videos, that's a fuck ton more money than it would be on our end. Got it. So
let's go. $1 million.
yeah, it's definitely doable.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. We're on. We're definitely gonna.
We gotta build systems. We gotta build systems around it. So that and that's what it boils down to, right? So from what I feel we've changed over time to go from 10 to 30 is we've surrounded ourselves internally with better team members, or not even with better team members, but with more team members that are capable. Because the team, we've got a very, very low employee rotation. Like everyone that works with us is happy.
Stays with you guys for a while.
Yeah. So that's been a huge blessing. But what I really wanted to focus on there is if you, I guess on any business, if I were to start from scratch, I would kind of segment it into what the business actually does. Like, for example, on Amazon, we've got sourcing, we've got logistics, we've got the sales aspect of it, and then the maintenance or accounting or pretty much anything related to account health and finance. So I would segment it into those 4 pieces. And then within each one of those pieces, okay, what team or what system can we put in place so it flows and all the chains, like the cycle completes itself without us being part of a process.
Love it.
So there I would go to, for example, if I'm in the video business or if I am in marketing, first thing that you need is leads. I need clients. If I don't have clients, then I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I could have the best editors. I could have the best graphic designers, but if I don't have clients, I'm screwed.
Yeah, right.
So you got leads, then you got the team that actually does the work. Then maybe you've got account management, which is the relationship with the client, and then you also got the financial aspect of it. So if you're able to build systems around each one of those aspects of the business and put a team in place and SOPs that work for you, it's a huge game changer. Like we might not make as much money as if we were doing everything, but you actually have freedom.
Yeah.
And for me, I think for my family, for us, that's one of the key aspects of it. We could make more money. We could make a lot more money. And I mean, I'm proud to say that we don't make more money because I've got time, bro. I've got time to go outside. I've got time to travel. I've got time to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck that I'm not making more money.
Right.
To be honest, at least that's me.
You have
I guess,
enough to enjoy your time.
yeah. And to me, that's gold.
Yeah. Take me through that, man. Take me through. So take me with a little bit of the feeling that you can provide that. What's that like?
Oh man, it's just blessed, I guess. I mean, and feeling blessed is so key, I think. Like waking up feeling, thank you, God, thank you, and going back to sleep, and it's like, yeah, this was a good day, or man, I didn't do anything today. Fuck, I could be more proactive, but thank you. I mean, I'm alive, or I don't know, being able to go out with your wife one day, and we don't. I love to work personally, so I'm a workaholic. Even if I have the freedom, I typically decide to work on days off, but I enjoy having a blessed mentality and a blessed family and going through challenges from that point of view. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic as far as like having that for family first, right? Where does that come from?
Yeah. Definitely my mom, dad, both of them. Yeah, like for sure, it's the core.
Was it tough? Was it tough doing that with family? I know you mentioned that with dad a little bit, but what were like what was there an emotional struggle? You had mentioned that you had to go to like a therapist or psychologist to go through that. What was that?
Was just more like a toxic ex type of situation. Man. yeah.
It's like a toxic ex. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So super high emotion.
Yeah, I'm very, very emotional. That comes from my mom's side.
Got it. Well, plus we're Spanish.
Yeah. what was that?
Plus we're Spanish. The Spanish people are super high emotional. The Colombians, especially. 100%. I don't know if what kind. What's your nationality?
Venezuelan.
Oh, you guys are close. You guys are like a close third.
My mom's side is Colombian. So.
Oh, your mom. There you go. So I'm saying.
Yeah. There you go.
Dude, my mom. Yeah, so emotional, so high emotions. That's funny. Okay, and then so what about that as far as like family wise? Like, was there a moment that things changed for everybody where it was like less emotional, more like, wow, this is working. We need to figure this out in this sort of manner, filter through our emotions that helped out not only the family, but the family business as well?
I think over time for us, I mean, learning how to remove one of my great mentors, this I didn't mention before, but our business was growing. So let me go back to how it started. Yeah. And the first year we did 80,000 in revenue the entire year. Like I said, I was a kid. I thought I was killing at 80,000. I was like, man, I'm making so much money. Second year we did 120. Third year we did 1.2 million. Fourth year we did 3.3. Then the next year, fifth, we did 2.4. We went down, but we increased profit. And then comes in COVID. COVID changed the game, obviously, because we were in e-commerce. That was 2020. We did 4.4, I think.
Damn.
The following year, we did 5.5.
Okay, hold on one second. When you see these numbers and your family's looking at these numbers, are you guys high-fiving each other?
For sure. But here comes the crazy part. Yeah. We scaled because before, when we were doing 3 million, 2 million, 4 million, it was a team of 3 people that were doing that. So it was Ronnie, Carla, and I. Yeah. I mean, Ronnie was my first employee. Carla was my second employee. And then obviously I was part of the process. And my dad was always there on the sideline because he had the other business, but he was there. And 2020 comes along. We start scaling. We start hiring. So now we're 5. Then the next year, now we're 8. Then the next year, we've got a bigger warehouse. We've got a bigger overhead. We don't have the same, our financial system or our accounting did not change from small to where we are at now. Yeah. So there we made some of the biggest mistakes that we were making, and is we were not considering, and this is in general, I guess for every business, it applies, but knowing your numbers is extremely important. We were not really taking into consideration our OPEX or our operation expenses. And one day my dad sends me an email, hey, we did a deep dive on the numbers. We had not done this in a while. We are $700,000 negative.
That's
I was like,
fucking-
what?
yeah, that's
we're
crazy.
losing $40,000 every month we operate.
Damn.
I was like, what? How did we get
Yeah.
here? So that was 2022, I believe.
Whoa. And so that's after COVID, and that's during that like big growth of like.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, we were so, which is crazy, right? So you're scaling.
Yeah.
You went from 4 million in revenue to 5 million in revenue to 10 million in revenue, and you're losing money.
You're negative
What?
700,000.
How?
Like, yeah.
And this is not a business you can exit from. It's not like it's not a startup where we're losing money right now, but then we're gonna sell and we're gonna make so much money. No, this is not this is not it.
That's
This
how it
is
works.
commerce. No. You're buying a phone and you're selling it for this, and if you're net negative, you're net negative.
Yeah,
You're
right.
fucked. So that was a big moment for us. That was definitely, I mean, for sure the toughest in business thus far, and I guess at that point was also very close to when I was going to the psychologist, and I was like, man, we've got a team of almost 20 people now. I'm only 21, 22. I didn't go to college, and I didn't know that was a trigger point for me. At that point, I was like, because I really wanted to go to college. I mentioned it. I wanted to go to MIT when I was 15, and I was seeing friends living the
College
university
life,
life, and I was proud that I didn't go, and all the progress that we've made. And then at some point when I was talking to a psychologist, I realized, man, I really wanted to go. I really wanted to live the experience, but that's okay because now we're here.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it was something that I cared so much about. And then one of the key things that I also noticed is like, man, I'm only 21. The business is not doing great. The numbers are not there. We're losing a shit ton of money, and we've got 20 people that work under us that we need to feed. I mean, they have a kid, and like, for example, Carla, she has Matthew that she has to feed, and her only source of income is us. I'm the CEO.
Wow.
It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So you've got all that weight on your
Yeah,
shoulders.
here's a little
man.
pressure for you.
Yeah. So, like,
Whoa.
I was 21, and I'm learning how to go through these emotions and learning the scope of where I'm at right now and what it means to be there. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I really want to do this. This is too much pressure. This is.
That was your point.
I think
that was your point of potentially throwing in
Yeah.
the towel.
Yeah. I think so. And then, I mean, there's no other way to put it, but like, let me see. I mean, a miracle happened. God came and man, he saved us. Let's see how I put this. We were in a moment where we were having to refinance very, very often. And Amazon Lending, they would give us money without checking P&Ls, without checking balance sheets. And they would just, hey, you need more money? Yeah. Here, we'll refi. And that is eventually how we got to the point where we're at. We're scaling in cash. We're doing more sales, more revenue, but we were also digging ourselves deeper in the hole. And then we were starting to apply for better loans. So we were applying for an SBA loan. And that's when my dad did the financials. And when he was doing the financials to apply to a SBA loan, we're like, oh my God, what is this? So either way, we applied. We got a bridge loan. Okay. So it was a hard money loan that was very expensive. And to be able to cover in the meantime while we got the SBA loan, that was one of the biggest mistakes we made. Horrible decision.
Just because it cost some money.
It cost way too much. I mean, it was a $200,000 loan, and you up front you paid like $20,000 in fees, and additional to that is like 30% interest rates, and it's like, man, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. The idea was a bridge loan, right? So I only needed two months while I get the SBA. The SBA never came.
Oh.
SBA was rejected. I was like, fuck, now we're stuck with a bridge loan. SBA is not gonna come anytime soon. What do we do now?
Damn.
So that's when, I mean, we started looking at our contacts. We started looking, who do we know that borrows money? Who have we worked with in the past? And my dad, from his previous business, he had a number from this guy. It's like, hey, I know this guy. called me at some point because a client was trying to pay us, and he was explaining me how the process worked, and for him to be able to pay for the client, they have this company that do financing. Let's call him. Let's see how it works. He only speaks English, so you call him. My bad. He mainly speaks Spanish. And I called him, and his name is Jerry Eckert. Became one of the biggest mentors, or one of the biggest mentors I've had to this day. And at the beginning, he helped us get some cash through this company called Behalf that he was working at, and then we just genuinely started talking and became friends.
Awesome.
Like every week, every month,
Awesome.
we were, hey, what's up, Jerry? Hey, what's up, Jerry? And at some point, I was like, yo, Jerry, we need more cash. And then he's like, bro, you need more cash every time. You're growing. What's up? Tell me more. So there we met, and he presented me one of his mentor, Chai, who is the founder of Behalf. And then Chai eventually presented us Ricky and Evan, who are twin brothers. And these are Jewish investors, billion-dollar investors. And I had no idea who I was talking to at that point, but those were the guys that loaned us $1 million.
That's crazy, bro.
And got us out of a fucking hole that we would have never been able to get out of.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, it's sort of like things happen in a certain way that you just simply can't explain.
You can't explain it, right? It's just whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a pivotal moment then. And
that was the moment.
Yeah, that was the moment. Wow.
Yeah.
And not only cash, but like I would say the influence and the things that they shared with you, huh? As far as
for
business.
sure, the mentorship, many contacts. To this day, I mean, so the way it worked is they were going to acquire half of the business, I believe, or 33%. I'm not really sure what the negotiation was. It ended up not happening because we were working perfectly together they would just loan us money, transactional. And then 2 years later, because we had contracts in place, everything, we were going to move forward with the transaction of the acquisition. And we just talked and say, hey, I don't know if the partnership is the right thing. We add value to each other when we work every now and then, but I don't know if we have to be all the time. Like, we enjoy the liberty of working like this. Yeah. Do you guys agree? And everyone agreed. So everything related to what would have been the partnership was dismantled. And to this date, I am extremely grateful that they exist, that they did what they did. And every now and then we work together. We do some projects, we do some transactions, and we continue to work. And it's just those people that God's put your way, and you're able to, I think, and I'm sorry I'm talking so much, but it's just...
I'm sorry, it's a crazy story, bro. It's a crazy story.
It's like, if you do it from a genuine point of view, with no malice and with integrity, and you're truly able to provide value and to make people understand that you're not there to cause any harm and you're just trying to genuinely do your shit. I think that's a big game changer.
And because people can feel that. I feel like people can feel that.
100%.
Especially for the people that have already reached that level of like awareness and self-consciousness, right? So like some of these mentors, what were a couple of the takeaways that you got from them?
One of the key takeaways is you got to take emotions out of business. That was a huge one. Huge. That was a big one.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be tough for half Venezuelan, half Colombian. it's like you know who you're talking to, dude. That's funny. Okay, so how did you work on that? And do you still work on that? Do you have like
No, I mean, I guess over time also, as you see a business that was born from nothing and you've structured it to some point where it can sort of work together, and being able to piece a business together with different, like, segmenting it by teams and systems, and everything makes a lot more sense if you see it from that point of view, and you're able to understand other businesses a lot better as well, and being able to determine, all right, I could add value here, I could not, and being more technical and less emotionally attached. One key example right now is, for example, we just acquired a business, that sold baby products to the Caribbean and Venezuela. And this business, we were analyzing it to acquire about a year ago, and they were going to sell us for $100,000. So small, relatively small acquisition,
Right.
not a big one. They were only going to sell us the Caribbean aspect of the business, so the Caribbean code. And at that point, we were similar to how this Jewish mentors did it with us. We were working together on transactions before we actually joined the business. So before an emotional decision, let's first actually understand if it works or it doesn't. And it ended up not working because, hey, this happened, legalities or whatever. Amazon didn't allow us to sell the products anymore. And we're like, all right, no, it's not the right moment. It's not the right time. But we worked together for like 8 months to be able to determine if it was the right time or not. And comes a year later, now we have another business that actually exports to Latin America. And we've got a system in place for that business. And they have not been doing amazing because they don't have those systems in place. They don't have the English. They don't have this and that. And now they're not. We didn't only acquire the Caribbean. We acquired the Caribbean and Venezuela plus all the clientele for $100,000. So it's a way better deal in a system that actually is made for that. And that was due to not making an emotional decision a year ago.
Yeah, an emotional rush decision.
Yeah. So things like that.
That's great, dude. And when that happens, it's just reinforcing of those thoughts, ideas, and values.
Correct. And like, for example, that business we just acquired 3 weeks ago, and we've already made 30,000 EBITDA.
Well, let's go. Where's the bell, bro? You got to ring the bell.
There you go.
That's awesome,
yeah.
dude. That's really good. So is that the next step, is looking at acquiring other businesses similar to that, or just building a portfolio?
I think so. And there's a couple things we're working on, but definitely from the investment point of view, we want to continue, like, at least my wife and I didn't talk about that, but also having the right person by your side is like pivotal and at any moment. And I also got married super young. I got married at 22.
At 22.
So
I thought you were going to say like 16.
Well, to me, 22 is super young. But yeah. So I was blessed to have the right person by my side, and then from that moment, she's also been one of the key persons that has taught me how to remove emotions from, like, for example, there's businesses that we've done that lose money. I mean, over time, it's like, why am I even doing this? It doesn't make any sense. But you're emotionally attached to the business because you've invested so much, and it's like, no.
Yeah, and you keep in it, right? You keep dragging yourself through the mud because you're like, nah, but it's
exactly.
Yeah, and you're connected emotionally, not
My wife is like,
cut that shit.
yeah.
Cut it. What are you thinking?
Yeah. So she's been a big mentor as well in that aspect.
Good, man. Good. So you guys have been together. So that's a valid point, I think, as far as having the right support system, obviously like family, and then your other half to support you. When things were a little like array, I guess when you were negative $700,000, how tough was that for you as far as the person, the individual, and then for your family, especially your other half?
So at that point, I was only dating her. We were not married yet, so she was not fully in the trenches of the financial side of it. And in terms of my family and I, what we did was strategic decisions. It was very, very strategic at that point. And here comes another team member that joined the team that year, and he was pivotal, and like he was just the biggest game changer for us, was understanding the true financial things that was going on. Like, how do we change this? We're in a cash flow deficit. We need to fix this from this point of view, and understanding the diagnostics of where it was coming from was key, because I'm $700,000 negative right now. That's the sickness. But how did you get there? What were you eating? What were you doing?
Yeah.
That got you to that point.
Yeah.
So understanding first that, okay, we're sick. Now, what did we do to get here? And after we realized it, which took us about a month to do all the papers and the Excels and everything that had to be done to be able to calculate how we got
To
there.
identify.
Yeah. Then it only took us 1 month to rectify.
Nice.
And 1 month later, we were already making money. So I guess we were still $700,000 negative, but it's not the same being 700 negative and continuing to lose 40K a month
Right.
than being 700K negative, but knowing, oh, okay, this month we made 30K.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, okay,
we're moving.
we might actually get out of this. And that was very, very quick. That didn't take very long to get there. So thankfully, the money came along from the Jewish family.
Right.
And after we had that and some key changes that we made, and we were able to make key strategic decisions to get out of it. And that was peace of mind.
Peace of mind for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so here we are. I think this is where everything comes full circle. That's where that became your outcome, right? And you're like, oh shit, this outcome, we need to figure out what we need to do. And so you went back, reverse engineered it. What was happening? What was the influence? Where were the decisions? Where were the actions that were being taken? And then a month later, you were back in a different situation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and I think the biggest thing is identifying, like you said, even whether it's your numbers, whether it's your emotional, whether it's your, your mental awareness, it's identifying these moments that were like $700,000 in the red,
Yeah.
like, and then figuring out, okay, we need to fix something, and we need to go back and figure out what it is.
Correct.
It's huge. It's huge, bro.
It's huge.
It's a big deal. Obviously you can see it with the numbers, but again, with anything else in life, it's sort of the same thing. Even with your partner, relationships with your dad, same thing. It's like, look, I'm in a toxic relationship with my dad based on the business. What do we need to identify here? And then how did you guys go back and work that? I'm a little curious. I got a few more questions before we finish.
Yeah, let's do it.
What how did your dad work through that? Like, what was he open to it? Was it hard for him to kind of get into that? And then was he able to identify and go back and be like, you know what, I do have to do a couple things different here because I'm sort of the toxic girlfriend or boyfriend in this relationship,
Well, in terms of the toxic boyfriend, girlfriend, I went to a psychologist because I had a toxic girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Not because I had a toxic relationship with my dad.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was just with my dad. It was a blurry line as to where we were.
Oh, that's funny.
In terms of parenthood and partner. So eventually what got us to that point is understanding, well, the psychologist first told me, hey, you have to work this with your dad. And as soon as we were aware, that was also very fast. But we had to be notified by someone else that, hey, this is happening. And now that we're aware that it's happening, same thing with your 700,000 negative. We're aware now.
Now you're aware.
And now, how do you resolve it? What have you done? So it was a conversation with my dad. Hey, this is how we feel. Let's work on it. Let's just speak more about us. Yeah. And I know it's been a couple of years since we haven't done it, so it's gonna be a process. But let's make an effort. Yeah. To change it, and that was key.
It's beautiful, right? And that led to the next situation, the next outcome.
Correct. And now to this day, I could not be more grateful that is how it is. Oof. And that we have I think it's the best partnership that I could ever have with anyone. Right. It truly is a huge game changer because we understand each other so much better and we trust each other blindly, and it's just like, man, I feel empowered.
Yeah, empowered, blessed that you have the relationship. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot. I'm talking like not specific, but a lot of people don't have the ability, especially if they come from. I feel like generational wise, there's you grow up with tough parents and they grow up with tough parents and they grew up with tough parents. But I think the ability to, one, like you said, become aware, whether someone is helping you, someone on the outside factor is helping you, or one of you within the relationship becomes aware, to then be able to then take it to the next step is huge. It's huge. Yeah. And that's how 100%. That's how change happens. That's how change happens.
It is.
That's great.
It's just fun. It's fun. And and understanding is part of the process, and being able to also, I mean, I've got some books here, and
Yep.
I don't read that much. I'm not the guy that's gonna read a book per month. I wish that was me. I truly do, because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But whenever I read, I try to get slapped on the face as much as I can, because there's no one that teaches you as much as a book can teach you, and a person typically doesn't say things as tough as a book can say.
Right.
So
yeah, it's tough for people to give you those tough fine lines of conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I guess for the last couple of questions is, do you have some sort of routine, morning routine or nighttime routine when it comes to setting yourself up for the day? No, you just get up and I'm like, all right, we're gonna go make some money today, sell on Amazon. Okay.
Yeah, it's like some days I wake up at 6 a.m. and I go to the gym. Some days I wake up at 8 or 9. If I don't have anything booked in the mornings, sometimes I go late to sleep with my wife, maybe watching some TV show or Netflix, and next morning, we didn't talk about this. This was another big one, and so this is actually huge. The 700,000 in negative, and me moving into a new home with my wife to a new city, because I moved from Miami to San Antonio. The business continued in Miami.
So you're in San Antonio right now?
Right now I'm in San Antonio. The business is still in Miami. But all this changes and stress got me into autoimmunity.
Oh.
So when we met, I was just starting out with my autoimmune condition, which is ankylosing spondylitis, which is like this thing that, man, in short, it tends to solidify the spine, and over time, like, you just won't be able to move your spine. So you're stuck.
You're gonna have great posture for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's phenomenal posture. But then that came from something that I didn't know what it was, and I went to doctor after doctor after doctor. I was like, no one's figuring it out. And then I met my doc Taylor here in San Antonio, Inner Sanctum Chiropractic. Shout out to she them. Is the GOAT.
Yeah.
She pinpointed at that specific moment, you have this. I hope it's not that, but you have this, and we're going to test it. We tested it, came out positive, and we started backtracking. Where did it come from?
Yeah, that's right.
Stress. So understanding that stress was such a big aspect of it, I understood I need to change the way I put pressure on myself. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because you asked about a routine, and I'm like, no, it stresses me out, so I don't have one.
Wow,
I try to be as
stress-free as possible, and that equals no routine for you.
Exactly.
Whoa.
And crazy enough, you try to remove stress, and you learn how to live a stress-free life, which is, I don't know if it's possible, but you reduce it as much as you can. 2 years after the diagnostics, I tested again, and the protein that was positive is now negative.
Whoa.
So the autoimmunity, as crazy as it sounds, and many people in Western medicine don't believe it, we put it to sleep.
Yeah.
And I don't have the pain I used to have, and it's gone.
Whoa.
I just can't go back to my old habits, but it's gone.
So you reverse engineered your autoimmunity.
Well, I didn't. Taylor did.
Shout out to Taylor for sure.
Yeah.
But that's good. And now that you're aware of that, then you make that part of your part of a habit of not having like that stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge, bro. That's huge.
Yeah.
You walk around like on cloud 9 is what it is.
I feel so.
Yeah, right. I know. So. I can see it, bro. I can see it. You're just enjoying every part of it.
And I fuck up a lot.
Yeah.
And I make mistakes, and I lose money all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, it's part of the process, I guess.
That is part of the process.
Move on. Yeah,
right?
And that's it.
No matter where you are,
be strategic.
right? Like no matter where you are, there's always going to be some of that. I feel like there's always.
Good thing is we make more money than we lose.
Right,
so
exactly.
That doesn't help.
Exactly. And that's the other concept, is making sure you keep that in mind, right?
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
losing fucking millions every day. That's funny.
Yeah.
But the cool part is that knowing that you, like, I feel like there's a confidence there once you get to that level of understanding, right? Of understanding
Correct.
these things that, like, okay, as long as I know that I'm making this back or there's a profit there, then I'm okay with making either this decision or doing this and then moving forward. Even more confidence.
Yeah.
Like lately for me, it's been a little more confident. Like when I work with clients before, you know, I used to be like, I don't know, are they gonna, do I have to, should I lower it? Should I not? Do I
Yeah.
give them? Now it's just like, you know, hey guys, this is what it is. This is what I'm doing. This is
Yeah.
my time, you know, they're either in or not. And I feel like the more confident I become, like the easier it becomes for people to say yes. And I'm like, wow.
You
okay,
attract
yeah,
it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. 100%. And in whatever venture you also do in life, it's just going to become easier over time. And understanding is part of the process. Business is a roller coaster as well. You have good months, you have bad months, but you have to understand it's part of it. For example, but last week we had many new students in the academy. It was a phenomenal week. This week we don't have that many.
Right.
I'm okay with it. My team's freaking out because they make commission.
Yeah.
But I've been in the game for 10 years, and I was like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's a bad week. I'm okay with it. Next week could be better. Yeah. Next week could be better, and we'll work to fix it. And I mean, you have good months in sales, you have bad months in sales. You will have cash flow problems as you go, and I guess experience gives you confidence, and also having someone by your side, if you could, that has already been through it. To hey, no, that's okay. You can just solve it this way. I was like, yeah, I'm confident now. He's done it already, so yeah, that helps a lot.
That's valid. All right, so I guess to summarize the episode, we're gonna figure out. Okay, you gotta identify your issues. You gotta identify your problems. Become aware of them. Come back, reverse engineer, figure out where exactly, whether it's the money or the health thing for you. You realize like there's something wrong. Have to go back, identify what we need to fix, and then start adjusting them. And I think also for me, like I feel like when you find that out and it makes sense to do it, like I drop emotion, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna do it, right? Like I'm just gonna do it, like the ice bath. I don't know if you've seen that. Like I pop in, bro. I'm like, you know, people are like, how can you do it?
I don't know how you do it.
Yes, how can you do it? I'm just like, well, you know, it says it's good for you. I feel amazing. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna drop my emotion. It sucks right before you get in, but I'm like, I'm getting in anyway. Okay, cool. That, and then for people that are as far as business, it's like, it's always going to be a game of ups and downs, but you just want to ensure that you have more ups than you have downs, and a little less emotion when it comes to your decision making.
I think another valid point, and you summarized it just perfectly, is you gotta have the discipline that you have when you go to work. You show up to work every day at 8 a.m. because that's what your boss told you to do. If it's your own business, show up.
Do the same thing.
Show up. Do the same thing. You just gotta do it, discipline, and understand that it's part of the process. And man, nowadays you got ChatGPT. Just ask that guy whatever you fucking want.
I love ChatGPT. It's the best.
Yeah.
Some people are afraid. They're like, what about all my info? I was like, dude, that's way too late. You're way too late for that.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I like that guy knows more about my life than I do.
Yeah. I've asked it a couple things too. It's also given me an audit. I'm like, okay, now audit me as you think that I should be doing. It's just funny. I'll probably share one of those on the episode too. Actually, that'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, my brother. Well, I appreciate your time, man. Is there anything else that, like, I guess one last thing you would tell anybody that maybe has gone through or is going through, what maybe you have gone through or building something or looking to build something?
I mean, faith, number one. 2, find someone that's done it. There's so many people online. Even if you have to pay them, do it. I guess I'm a little biased. I have a course. Yeah. But at the same time, I've seen what it can do. You gotta be picky on who you choose and connect with their vision, because if you don't connect with who you're hiring to coach you, then you're gonna lose your money. But definitely, if they've already gone through it, there's no need to have to live years of your life to be able to learn that one thing that you paid $1,000 for. Right. There's just no need. Yeah. You can just skip that part.
Right. And that way you can increase your time.
Yeah.
And then be able to then increase your output. Love it, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll make sure to share your links in the podcast as well. Like we'll share that if anybody's interested in learning how to run.
It's in Spanish though. I do warn you, but it's good. It's good.
It's
If
in
you
Spanish?
speak Spanish.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. And you've been helping change people's lives, which is fucking fantastic. So we'll keep crushing. I'm gonna put it down anyway. You know.
That's it.
Yeah, we'll put it down anyway. Are you thinking of maybe at some point doing like ESL, like putting it into English or dubbing it English?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. I could. I speak English.
Yeah.
So I could do it, I guess.
Or just dub it.
I could dub it, but you mentioned something important right now, and I could speak it in English or Spanish, but here's where taking out the emotion and being strategic in business is important. There's more competition in English. In Spanish, there's a lot less. So if you find niche markets that you could go into, it's so much easier. Be strategic.
I love that.
Be strategic at it. Yeah. Key nugget right before we disconnect.
That's great. So that's great. All right, homies, you heard it here first. Thanks, Ricardo, for your time. You better start learning how to speak Spanish and beat that game up. But thank you guys so much. Just remember, guys, it's all in our heads, right? It's just the thoughts in our heads and how we process them, what we do with them, and then how we filter through our emotions. So keep crushing it. Keep doing your thing. And don't forget, nothing changes until you do. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Thanks, Jose.